Beautiful day outside. Not really. It's gloomy. The glory's still kicking. I like it. But got this today. 95 Z28 heads cam combo. I believe it's a stock bottom end. Turbo 350 trans converter. Got some gears and all that stuff. Typical drag car. Tail's been sitting a while. It has got stuff all over it. It is nasty. Car came to me. It's been tuned before. Rough. Hey monkeys. I'll start you up in a minute. It got tuned before. Yeah. Got $1,400 in a tune. Dyno tune. All the guy did was bump the mass air rate at idle up about 30%. A little bit up top. Added like 2 to 3 degrees timing. Done. Made it idle. Like, not even really good idle either, but like just forced it to go to like 900 RPM or something stupid. Didn't run good. Said it put 492 to the wheels. I don't know if you know anything about engines or anything, but this thing has 24-pound injectors. Had. I changed them yesterday, but we'll get to that in a minute. 24-pound injectors on these cars with stock pressure. It's good for about 300 to 330 wheel before they're just tapped out. Now, I don't want to hear your buddy or your ex-tuner or who the hell ever has put 400 to the wheels with stock-ass injectors. Bullshit. My initials. Bullshit, okay? Only if you would bump the pressure up. And then even then, you're risking hanging an injector open because those injectors are not meant to go above stock rated pressure. Those are really old ass injectors. They're like 30 years old now. So don't even try, okay? I'm not saying this. No, I'm not saying this to make any kind of money or anything like this. I'm being honest with you. I make maybe 10 to 20 bucks on a set of injectors, period. I really do it just to help you out and help my ass out to tune it properly, okay? I make most of my money tuning, all right? I could care less where you get the injectors from as long as they're quality injectors, they have good data, not eBay shit injectors. Don't buy those things. Like, Jesus, like, don't do it. Do your research, okay? You got Fuel Injector Clinic, Fuel Injector Connection. That's my choice because I'm a dealer for them. But I have no problem with either of these. Deechworks, ID injectors, Excel are actually pretty good too. You've got even the original like the GTP injectors, like the 34, 36 pound injectors that came in the supercharged GTPs. Those are actually pretty good. I don't trust a lot of injectors. They're just cheap Chinese just junk now. So just do your research. The ones I put in here, 36 pounder blue demons. So what they really are Ford bodied rebuilt injectors for a 36 pounder, and they are flow matched and they have actual data and everything with them. So excellent injectors. I sell a ton of them because they are excellent. I've probably had one injector fail in I probably sold 500 sets of them things. I've probably had one failure that I can think of right now, and it was just a fluke. So excellent people to deal with. They are more than willing to help you. I got these injectors shipped really quick. They ship out of Georgia. So if you need any injectors, go to Fuel Injector Clinic or Connection, fuelinjectorconnection.com. You can order them from them. You can order them through me. It's fine with me. Anyway, this car supposedly put 492 to the wheels. I guarantee you it probably put 300 maybe tops. Guy charged him 1,400 bucks. Barely runs like dog shit. So right now, I've already put the injectors in. I was going to record it yesterday, but like I just really didn't have time. There were storms rolling in. We had a bunch of wind and rain and stuff. So I got the 36 pounders in there, made it idle. That's it. I haven't touched it. Other than that, it'll cold start real good right now. I kind of adjusted the idle stop screw a little bit on the throttle body, but that's it. Enough ranting. Let me move the mongoose out of the way. Let's get on this real quick, and then we're gonna go for a spin. Again, I haven't touched anything else on it. Now, tune-in LT1s are a little different than an LS1. I hope my laptop is charged because I left it in here overnight. I'm gonna bet it's not. I don't know why I left it in there overnight. I was just tired. It's booting. Hey, it's actually alive. We got a little battery. We're good. I don't think this will take that long. So, oh man. So when I looked at this guy's tune, go get you a koozie, by the way. I got a new monster too. It's a green T1. That's that ADHD kicking in. See, I started on one subject and went to another. This just makes the ADHD better. It's caffeine and stuff. Anyway, didn't touch the VE table. Didn't hardly touch anything else. The timing at idle was 30. That's a lot. That's a lot of timing at idle. Don't do that. Most I'll go on timing on idle with an LT1 is 23. That's closed TPS advance. That's on that table and Tuner Pro. This one's at 20. So I don't know how big this cam is. I don't think the customer even knows. If I would have had to guess, it's a CC306 and bigger. I have no earthly idea. I know it's large because the map reading at idle is around 70, 75. So pretty big ass cam. This is a cold start. This is with my base tune, just with 36-pound injectors. I haven't touched it today. So let's just see what it does. That starter does not sound good. Okay, connected. Connecting. I'm gonna have to like restart all this stuff. Yeah, let me see here. Let me just restart. Heck, I was messing with it a little bit last night, like nothing crazy. I said I didn't even drive it yet. I don't even know if this transmission works. It should. He said he drove it up on in my driveway. I wasn't home when he dropped it off, so let's see. Connecting. What are you doing? There we go. Acquire data. Here we go. Okay, we got some data now. Cool. Yeah, see, at idle cold map readings about 67 to 70, so it's a pretty hefty little cam. So, 24-pound injectors and cams and all that stuff. I've seen bolt-ons cars max out stock injectors on these. Don't trust them, dude. Just don't do it. If you're really adamant on sticking with a 24-pound injector, just go get a set of nice rebuilt Bosch 3 24-pound injectors so you don't have to tune it. But even then, man, like tuning software for this stuff is so cheap. It's a lot cheaper than HP tuners. I mean, you probably have 60 to 80 bucks in a cable. Everybody has a laptop that I know of. All the programming's free. Knowledge is free if you're willing to dig for it. Adjusting for injectors is really not that big of a deal. This one, the TPS is at 3. I need to reset that. I think I need to bring it down. I'm gonna let it up. I'm just gonna let it warm up. It's on at like 1100 right now, so it's not where I want it to be. I want it to be about 825. But if you're just gonna be going through that trouble anyway, just go to like a 30-pound plus injector. Like, you're not gonna hurt anything. Now, I'm not saying go, large like a 42. A 42 is good for like a stroker motor or like a blower or something like that. And even with a blower, like you're playing with fire with that. So like a blower set, like a supercharged setup or boosted forced injection, anything like that, I always recommend like a 60 plus. Like, just go with a Deka 60 plus. So Deka 60s or 80s are totally fine. A lot of people are going to max out those. This thing has race gas in it, I think, too. Like, I can smell it. Unless I'm dying or something. I don't know. Not a bad car. It just needs to be cleaned up really bad. Like, the interior is super nice in this thing. It's just been sitting for a long time. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Just go get you, go to Fuel Injector Connection. Look, here's our sticker right here. Go to that website. Order you a set of 24s if you're really adamant about it. But again, I really don't recommend doing it. I don't even sell them. Like, I don't even want to. Somebody asks for a set of rebuilt 24s. I don't want to. Like, your bolt-ons are, like, 90% of these cars are bolt-ons anyway. They're not even stock anymore. So just upgrade the injectors to like a 30 plus. Like, I think the lowest one I sell is a 32. So again, just do that. Be done with it. I've never had an issue out of these injectors except that one time. So
I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna adjust that TPS a little bit. I'm gonna go down with it a little bit. It's idling a little too high, so the IAC steps are kind of a little too high, and then the when it reads TPS, it goes to the main spark table, and the main spark table right there is around 27 to 30. So it's just adding timing, so it's just making it idle high. So we are going to adjust the throttle body a little bit, and then we're gonna go for a spin. Now, I can't say that I've ever driven one of these with a turbo 350. And I think this is a manual valve body one too. I think I remember him saying that, so I'm just gonna switch it manually. Oh, she peppy in reverse. Oh yeah, it's a manual valve body. Like you put it in drive. Oh, that's third. Yeah, it's manual valve body. Okay, so cool. He's got like this cheetah shifter thing too. Let me see if we can. Yeah, you can see it. I've never played with one of these before, so kind of plasticky. Not really my choice, but hey, whatever you got laying around, man. Oh, man. And we are a tad rich. Man, I'm close. Look at that. Now, I am not in speed density right now. I am in blended, just with my own bass tune, okay? So this is not a one and done thing. It never is. All right. We're gonna go to the store real quick. I noticed he had a low tire. I'm gonna air up his tires for him. Like I said, ooh, this thing's making a lot of noise, like drive shaft and rear end and all that stuff. That'd be right. Really smooth. As far as the engine, you know, like smooth power delivery. So. Got a decent converter in it, nothing crazy. Like a 3000 maybe or something. Mongoose flash is way higher than this, so I probably would have went with a way larger converter. I don't know if you guys can hear that rear end howling. It's noisy. It's got nitrous on it too. We're not spraying it, it's not even hooked up. He asked me about pulling timing and stuff with it, and I said, just get you an MSD box and you can pull timing with it. I would recommend the Mallory box, but I think they're discontinued, and finding the good ones, like pulling teeth, you know. Oh, please don't die on me. Oh yeah, there we go. It almost did. I wonder if it's almost out of gas. I'm gonna put some gas in this thing too. It's, yeah. Oh, this is delicious. This is a Monster green tea. I figured I'd change it up, but this thing is really smooth. Like Monster, we could do a Monster review. Monster reviews. Here we go, by Brandon. This one's good. Like, oh man, they had it before, and I used to drink it all the time, and it was just as good. And then they quit for a long time, and it really upset me. Like I was about to write a letter to Monster. Not really. But I was pretty, you know, I was like, man, you got rid of my favorite flavor, you know? And it was a good seller because it was always out, you know? Like, they had a couple of rows worth of them. Anyway, enough ranting about Monster. This is a good one. Try it if you don't want to. Oh, well. We're going to do a food review, too, I think. So, I know somebody said that, man, you do, like, food reviews while you do tuning. Yeah, might as well. I go out and eat, you know, like I can drive around the car and stuff, you know, so we got double flats on that Navigator. That sucks. But they have this Tulsa Icon here. It used to be called Evelyn's. This place has the best fried chicken you'd ever have on this side of the Mississippi. Actually, probably the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life is from this place. So we're gonna go there for lunch. I think they open up at like 11. So right now it is 9. I got a couple hours to tune this thing. I don't think he's gonna pick up until like later this week. So it gives me plenty of time to tune this thing. While we're filling this thing up, I'm gonna flash it into speed density. We're gonna see how close the VE tables are. I have my own VE table in it that I just start off with that's something similar to it. So in this case, it's actually Mongoose's VE table. So again, I don't know the setup on this thing. I don't know. I think it's got ported heads and a cam. That's all I know about it. It's got headers and stuff. I don't know anything else about it. Apparently it had a Arizona Speed and Marine throttle body. That was a lie. It's got a stock throttle body on it with an Arizona Speed Marine throttle body plate. So close enough. Yeah, whatever. It's fine with me. I mean, this thing's not making enough power to really utilize a 52 or 58 millimeter throttle body anyway, so not really a big deal. But anyway, let me fill this thing up with gasoline, get a tire or two aired up, and then we'll go for a good spin. Man, all those tires were low. Every one of them. One of them was down to like 10 PSI. It's okay though. It's all right. It's part of the gig sometimes, man. Changing plugs out or a little piddly stuff like that, doing a car wash on it. Yes, we're gonna go wash this. It is funky. Hey, there's a title for the video, Funky Cold Camaro. There we go. Tone Look, please don't sue me. I like you, man. You're pretty cool. All right, let's put this thing in speed density. We're gonna do something a little different on this. Well, my laptop has got about 10% battery left, so we're not gonna flash it on the road. I am just gonna go data log it. It is in speed density right now. TPS checks out good. I restarted the car and it went back to 0, so I don't really know. Make sure my microphone is on. Yep, okay. Last time it wasn't, and I had to delete a bunch of footage, so it sucks. So we're gonna go drive it for a little while until the battery is almost dead in this laptop and come back home, put it on a charger for a little while, and adjust it. I'll show you what I adjust on it. I'll try to do a bottom throttle pull later with it. I got a lot of time to mess with this, so I'm really gonna take my time doing this thing. So we get your way in a second. Okay. Yep, sorry dude, I'm turning this way. I didn't put my blinker on. Yeah. Anyway, it seems to be running pretty good in speed density. It's fairly close. It's like 5% here and there, I think. 7. Not bad. And these tires are 10 years old too, so I don't really feel like going on the highway with them. So I am going to stick with the side streets. I do not feel like having a blowout today. And I think it has 411s in it, because it is, you can tell the suspension needs work in the back too, because like, you can feel the rear end kind of, so I think it needs a little work. Oh yeah, it's not. It'll go straight. So. It's all good. Project cars, man. Love them. Let me get over here. I forgot. All right. So I use a program to make a CSV file with EEHack. So you'll make a CSV file, export it, use Trimalizer, and then you can see what the percentages are. So all you got to do is copy your VE table, modify the clipboard data, paste it over. So you can see I was 10% off about right here. 8%, 6% right there, and then the lower VE table, pretty close, not bad, so we modified it, and we got this for the lower, looks pretty good, pretty smooth, and then we got the upper right here, pretty smooth. A lot of this up here, we're not gonna mess with. The math takes over. So we're just gonna leave that alone right there and just make it smooth transition. It'll be all right. So, yes, on that one, save that one. We're gonna save it. We're gonna go down here to Flash Hack, load the bin file, open it up again, key on, engine off, right calibration. Let's see if it'll fail. Okay, connected. So anyway, if you get one that says like it's busy or it's noisy or something like that, and you just shut the car off, while this is pulled up and it's not trying to flash or anything, start the car up, okay? Let it run for like 5 seconds, kill it, and then kill it for like 10 seconds. And then put the key back on and then try to flash it. And I bet you it'll flash. I've run across that quite a few times. I've never explained it. I tried to explain it to people like, you know, via Messenger, but just try that out. It's worked for me every time. So every once in a while you'll get like a busy signal with Flash Hack. Just do that. And I don't know what it does. It just resets the PCM or something. So no clue. Let it flash right here. I'm at Ace Hardware. I've got to get another key for the Mongoose. Corbin likes to lock his keys in his car now, so we're going to get another key made. All right, so I got it back in with the MAF turned on. The speed density portion looks like it's pretty much dialed in, so you can get pretty close with a bass tune and stuff, and really just go from there. So we got on the MAF only. Ace Hardware did not have the ignition key. They got the door key though, so I got 3 of them suckers. All right. I added some IAC steps to the thing too. So since this is a Turbo 350, it has no it doesn't know how fast you're going, so it kind of doesn't know. So I added a little bit just to kind of compensate, and I'm pretty sure that's why I was dying. But Ace did tell me if I bought some blanks from wherever, I can get one made for them for $1 a piece. Cool. I'm gonna order a couple of them. A little rich on the MAF, so now with the MAF I don't use Trimalizer. I just kind of go off of what EE-Hack says and just get a roundabout with it, and it's always good enough. So that's what we're gonna do with this one. So we're gonna see how bad it really is. We're gonna go drive around for a little bit and get this MAF table dialed in. Okay, all right, so didn't have a O2 bung. It's fine. I just took on one of the stock ones. And I'll tell you how stupid the PCMs are sometimes is I unplugged it and still ain't showing an error code. So it's gonna take a minute to show up an error code. So I got the wideband in it right now. I got it in my left hand. We're gonna go for a pull. I can kind of do this one-handed. Now this thing has short tube headers on it with a cat and a big old MagnaFlow muffler. So I haven't touched the upper end of the MAF. It's still on whatever my red Trans Am is. So I'm expecting it to be rich, because that red Trans Am has a bigger MAF. This one's got a stock one, so let's see what it is. All right, here we go, second gear. A little lean up top, but 12.8, 13.0 until it hits about 6 grand, so pulls pretty good, not bad. Initial hit was a little rich. Not too terrible, but I think it'd be all right. All right, doing a little calculation. Injector pulse width is 1402 at 6,000 RPM. The MAF is at 247 grams a second. And then you can enter this online. You don't need the grams per second, but that kind of gives you a pretty good comparison of how much air this thing's moving. To me, that's not a lot of air. That's meh. I don't think that this thing has a really large cam in it. It kind of lays over up top, but I could be wrong. It may be way too much cam for like the bottom end. It's got AFR heads on it that are milled. I got a hold of the customer finally and asked him what kind of head they had on it. So I don't know. I think this thing's just pretty mild. So with your injector pulse width at 14, what is called 14.0, 6,000 RPM, we're at 70% duty cycle on the injectors. So that would be, let me get my calculator. So 70% duty cycle at 378 cc's, 43 pounds of pressure. We're at 352 wheel horsepower. That's a little far from 492 that he was quoted. I don't know where they got that number at, but it's a little off. So it was a little lean up top. I'm gonna add I added 5% fuel on this next flash here, so I'm gonna go ahead and flash it. And then it didn't get any knock, so I might throw a little timing at it. It's at 36, which I don't know why I would want any more, but I mean, it is what it is. We'll add a little bit to it. We'll add a degree to it. How about that? Let's see what it does, because I know the knock sensors work because it picks up false knock in weird spots. So but yeah, since it's got a pretty good converter and stuff in it, you can get away with adding a little bit more timing, especially lower RPM. Look at that. It looks pretty good. All right. Save that. Flash it. Oh, no. Go back. And then we're going to do another pull with it. All right. So we got a degree more at wide open throttle across the board. I just did it across the board. And added 5% fuel up there by about 5,800 or 240 grams a second plus on the MAF scale. We're gonna make another pull. Now it spins the tires pretty bad at first just because they're 10 years old. It's not because the car's like that fast. Now this guy's gonna spray a ton with it and it's gonna wake up with nitrous. So, but I'm gonna have him pull timing himself with a box. I don't like to just sell or just give you a nitrous tune because the thing's gonna be a slug on just on the motor. This is gonna suck. So, well, not necessarily. I mean, the first 100 shot, I don't ever pull timing, okay? You may think that's dangerous, it's not. And I aim for around a 12.7 to 12.8 air fuel on nitrous. Never had an issue. Now, you start getting bigger shots, yeah, you're gonna start pulling some timing, so like a 200 shot, you're probably gonna be pulling 2 to 4 degrees, so. A lot of nitrous is, gets a little hectic, but a typical street setup, I don't usually pull timing too much, so. Let's go to second, start off in second, about 3 grand, and let's just see what it does. Needs a little bit more fuel. So hit about 5,500 and went to a 13.5 air fuel, so I'm gonna add 5% more. The rest of it was 12.9, 13.0. But right when it hit 5,500, it hit 13.5, so we're gonna go look at the data log, see if we picked up any knock. Seems like it likes it. I don't hear any detonation myself. Usually you can hear it if it's bad enough, but I don't hear anything, so I think it kind of likes it. Again, every single setup is different, and you have to adjust accordingly. So let's pull over up here again and have a gander. Another thing too to remember about tuning is grams a second or MAF is going to translate into how much fuel is going to be used or how much air that engine is actually using. So I told you the last time it was at like 240. It jumped up to 267 now, so it's using more fuel up top. It is also still lean, so I think by the end of this it'll probably reach about 300 to 310 grams a second. I'm just kind of guesstimating here, but I'm pretty sure it will. And I forgot to turn off freaking Devco. Minimum enable 8,000 RPM. That's what I like. If he hits 8,000, then we're gonna do something else. Okay, and then low RPM cancel 0, I guess. Let's see, Devco would not be enabled if cancel active if RPM is lower than this value. Okay, well, actually, let's leave it on. I think it's just, something's wrong. No, let's just put it at 8,000 as well. Okay, we'll just leave Devco off. It's just a race car, so whatever. It's not like he's getting fuel economy in the track. So, okay, air fuel metering. We're gonna go to the MAF table again, and we're gonna look for about 267 grams a second. So that's about 9,500 hertz. And we're gonna add 5% to that sucker, 1.05. Execute. And then save it, and then let me see if I got any knock. No knock, but I feel pretty safe at 36. That's about all I want out of that sucker. Like 36 is cooking with some timing. I usually max them out at 35 and just kind of leave them alone. Like I don't like to play the timing game with these things. The LS ones, I don't ever like to play the timing game with those. So let's load this one, flash it. Right calibration. Fan kicks on, kicks off. It's flashing. Let's do that. Let's go for another spin, and hopefully it's dialed in right here. And we'll do the walk around, exit video, all that stuff, all the typical YouTube stuff. Make sure it doesn't die anymore. That's a big thing with me. Let me make sure I got everything correct on this PE stuff. I'm pretty sure I do. Yep. Okay. Enable TPS. Yep. Got all that. That's all good. Okay. Yeah. It's commanding what I wanted to command. So I usually command a 13.0 with these. Big secret, you know. 13.0, 12.8, somewhere around there, it's fine. You're not going to notice a big difference. Now, if you're in the low 12s, you're going to notice a lot of difference. I personally gained 20 horsepower on the dyno with mine. You can look that up on the my dyno video. Scroll on my list there. My cam only dyno video, I gained 20 horsepower by just leaning it up. It was a lot. So I was pretty happy with 360 horse, and then leaned it up, and I wasn't expecting a 20 horsepower gain, but I gained that. So it's almost done flashing. Let me get to my spot in Mexico again, and then we'll go to make another pull. All right, so we're cooking with grease now. We got about 280 grams a second at wide open throttle, around 5,800. So it's using more fuel and it's liking it. So I'm gonna keep going. Oh, so according to my calculator right now, we're around 360 wheel horsepower. Again, this is theoretically stuff. I don't have a dyno, I have a street. So we're just going off injector duty cycle, what it's using, and my AFR gauge, and all that jazz. So that's what I am using. Let's leave it at this. Alright. So it went to 13.0 and stayed. Call it a win. It moves pretty good. There's a couple of things I would change about this. Rear ends for one. That's a 10 bolt back there. I thought it was a 9-inch. This is a 10 bolt. That thing's got to go, especially if you're going to be just running the absolute dog shit out of it all the time and burn. That thing's got to go. Now Corbin's car, it's got a 10 bolt back there, but it's also a street car and it just gets driven normally. So not really a lot going on with it. So another thing, shorties. Oh god, I'd get rid of them things. Put some long tubes on it. If it's going to be a drag car, I'd probably just do like a dual dumped exhaust or something, or just like a really big one tube, like a Mufflex. Yeah, I'd do like a Mufflex system on it. It's probably about it, you know. Probably a bigger cam and a better converter. I'm not really a fan of this converter, but if it works, it works. Like I say, he's gonna spray it, so hopefully it does really good off the line and stuff. it's still wanting to die randomly, which I gotta mess with that. So I'll probably do that stuff off camera, see what it is. It could be like a wiring issue or something, because I can see it. I have the laptop on the ground over there. I can see it commanding 0 steps on the IAC. I'm not sure why it's doing that. So I gotta go in there and mess with a bunch of stuff. So it's something I missed or something from the previous tune. So I'm gonna compare it with a stock one. But I've never ran across that issue before with one of these. So we'll figure it out. Not a big deal. Overall, it runs pretty decent. I'm gonna pull over up here, check the data log. We'll see what the injector duty cycle was. I don't think I got any knock. I didn't hear any again. Like I said, overall, it runs pretty damn good. It's not bad. A very usable power band. I'd probably say shift this one at 6. I don't think it's as big as a cam as I think it is. And I could be wrong, you know. Hell, it could be a CC306 in this thing or something, you know. I don't think the customer doesn't even know either. So let me enough ranting. Let me pull over up here and we'll have a gander at this data log. We pulled it all the way to 6,400 RPM, and like I said, it felt like it was pulling still. So I'd probably be all right with that. 6,400. The grams a second got to 313, so I knew it would be in the 300s. So we're gonna see what the injector duty cycle is. So it doesn't show it on EEHack, but you need to go to an online calculator, which luckily there's a couple of them. So I used the one from Stealth 316. It seems to be pretty damn accurate. Let's see. So we got let's do 6,400 RPM. And we got an injector pulse width of 15.2. We're gonna do 80% duty cycle on a 36-pound injector. It's pretty good. So that's how I get my wheel horsepower thing. So a 36-pound injector is going to be a 378 cc, and then we got 43.5 pounds of pressure, which I'm assuming, I haven't checked it, but it's 392 wheel. This thing feels pretty damn good. It doesn't feel bad. So I would compare it with my cam only car, how it pulls. Like I said, it doesn't pull bad, but I'm going to call this one done. We're going to go ahead and contact the customer. He's going to come pick it up tomorrow. So yeah, it's about 80% duty cycle on these injectors. So on 24-pound injectors, there's no way on God's green earth that you're putting down 492 on an all-motor setup with a stock fuel pressure. And if you did crank up the fuel pressure, it would have had to have been 70, 80 PSI, and those injectors won't handle that. There's no way. So, well, even especially how they had it tuned, you know, like there's no way it even had more fuel pressure, because it's got a stock regulator in it, and the way they had it done was just some half-ass stuff. So I don't know what they were thinking. So it wasn't good. So I think I'm done with this. I'm gonna find out why it is just dying randomly, like just kind of coming to a stop. So it's kind of odd to me. I've never really had one do that. I don't know why this one's doing it. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. So the customer informed me that this has a cutout on it. I was like, well, hell, where's the button? It's an old school manual one, so I had to take the bolts off. I haven't started it yet, so I'm kind of... Hell yeah. Sounds pretty good. Well, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I got the idle thing figured out. I drove around the block a little bit. It's fine now. I had a bunch of IAC steps and stuff to it, so it's good to go now. Call the customer, tell him to come pick it up. He's gonna come pick it up tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, do all that YouTuber stuff. I've reached 2,500 subscribers. It's kind of mind blowing to me. I know that's not like a lot to a lot of people, but like, It's a lot to me. I mean, it's 2,500 people that actually liked my content, like, and subscribed. Liked it enough to actually subscribe to it. So, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTuber stuff. Catch you guys on the next one.